Now, time for Tradie Tuesdays with industry mentor Miles Primrose from Business Side, who's been mentoring trades and builders from across Australia for over 17 years. How are you doing?
Absolutely fantastic.
No signs of coronavirus?
I wasn't sure what the symptoms were. I just thought I'd go mute there for a minute. No, not at all. Healthy as anything, strong as anything, just a little bit unfit, but I'm working on that.
So you've got a trades event coming up. Talk to us about the annual, happens in February every year.
So on the first Wednesday of every February, we have the annual Barefoot Lawn Bowls event for trades and builders. So it's at the Preston Lawn Bowls Club. It's Wednesday next week. It's at 12 past 3 p.m. And we've got a lot of our current members going, some past members. Anybody that's a trades and builder is welcome to come along. There's a barbecue happening, a bit of networking, and look, mate, you could come along if you want to and roll.
I've never done bowls actually. Never.
Come along, and I'm sure.
Are you good at it?
I'm okay, but I'm sure you'd be good at rolling a few potatoes.
Thank you very much. In my earlier years in my career at a local newspaper down on the peninsula, I was sent out every, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday to go to the local bowls club to get photos of the oldies playing bowls in the hope that they'd buy the newspaper. So that was.
Well, maybe you can come down to
interview some people.
Our lawn bowls and take a photo of yourself in this case.
Very nice. So what is the point of it aside from playing lawn bowls?
The point of it is that now everybody's back from holidays, well they should be. It's about kicking off the new year. It's about getting everybody together, having a quick chat about how was your break, what are some of your big goals for 2020, doing a bit of networking and essentially starting off the year in a bit of a positive and connecting with a few more people.
Yeah. And in terms of this year, looking towards this year, we're already at the end of January, hard to believe, but now we're here. What's your advice for people that they should be, I suppose, looking at if they are now returning from holidays? What's your advice for the plan for 2020 for builders and traders?
So the number one thing I believe they need to take a look at, and this word gets thrown around loosely and people don't deal with it in the right way, so the values that they're going to actually live by in their business. Now, we attract people for whatever reason, good or bad, and one of the reasons sometimes we don't actually get the right people on our business is we haven't been clear about at least 3 core values in our business. So if you want people if turning up on time is important to you, you want to create a value around that. If the standard of work is important to you, you want to create a value around that. If how you present yourself to a customer, communicate, and how you look, you need to communicate a value around that.
So the idea is to use this very precious time at the start of the year to not just project ahead to what your financial numbers might look like, but how you actually want your business to look, and to, I suppose, bring everyone together. Is that what you'd suggest? And to set out some clear objectives and goals?
Well, not so much the objectives and goals, but a value might be, I might say that if we have a value around people, for example, so I would say, for example, people means no matter what stage you're at in your business, everybody gets treated equally. And that's how we are within our workshops, for example. Doesn't matter if you've been in business for 2 years or 20 years, we'll treat everybody exactly the same. Some people come in, I've been here for 20 years, I know everything. Well, everybody gets treated the same.
And it's funny, isn't it, in terms of dealing with millennials, etc., where they don't really care about your experience. You could be you could be Einstein, and the viewpoint of the next generation, this has always been the case, not just millennials, is you've had your time, move on, it's our time now. So how do you, I guess, maintain that balance of stability and also the lessons that you've learned, as well as trying to bring that across to, I guess, a younger generation which feels maybe a little bit entitled that now it's their turn?
Well, if you've got an established business which has got a mixture of younger people and older people in the business, the thing to do would be to create these values with that group of people collectively, to do it together, because you don't want to come in as if you're a leader from 1970 and just say these are the values and you use a stick and this is the way we do things. You want to collectively get the group together, ask them what's important to them, and don't do it in one meeting. Do it over maybe 3 or 4 meetings for people to digest and think about it. And maybe get somebody externally to help you and come up with values that way, because I'm sure you've had people in a business before that they don't actually say things straight away. They want to think about things, mull them over, and they'll come back, or they'll maybe tell a co-worker to actually say something. So use a bit of time, get everybody involved, and I think that way that it's better if you can actually hear from everybody.
The other thing as well, we were just talking about coronavirus before, as you heard, and we are being told that it's going to lead us to somewhat of an economic slowdown, which usually the first signs of tourism, but then also tradies and builders as well, as a lot of people, I suppose, pull back with their money. Knowing what we're seeing at the moment, seeing the difference between Friday and Tuesday, where the numbers have really grown higher and there's now a lot of concern. There have been some sell-off on global markets as well, the Australian share market set to do the same too. Do you have any tips that we could have learned from other downturns in the past? I look back to 1992, 93, for example, for what builders could be doing to try and insulate themselves as we go into uncertain times.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Well, there's all these people talking about. There's been times in the past where people have said there's going to be a crash and this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and you know there's the people out there which actually just go out there and get stuff done, and they don't worry about what people are talking about. And then you've got the people that want to talk about things, and they're.
What if the difference is the customers are the ones who are concerned and they're not spending?
Yeah, well, I suppose within the trades and the builders that I help, I mean. It simply comes down to two things. You've got the people that have pretty high standards, they're in demand, and they're always in demand. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the other people that actually, they'll get work whenever they can, and they'll get affected by the talk and the lack of hype and that type of stuff. So, I mean, I believe that if you're asking what my advice is, it's just to make sure that you do what you say you're going to do, you do your pricing right, and you make sure everything is documented in a contractual form.
Yep.
That's it.
Dot your I's, cross your T's.
Absolutely.
All right, Miles Primrose, look forward to your program later today here on